Welcome back here to another Wednesday night edition of the Ultimate Fighter 25 recap here on Evil Intoxicated with EVil Eddie and Ted Czech. Above me is Ted Czech. What's going on, Ted? I'm doing awesome, man. Looking forward to next week's show. We got a lot to talk about tonight, but I'm really excited about next week's show with, well, let's jump right into it. Next week's matchup, Ted, who is it?
It's Julian Lane. Let me bang, bro. Let me bang. I do let you bang. Yeah, so that's next week. I mean, they chose that at the end of this episode. Ramsey Nigem, Team Dillashaw versus Julian Lane, Team Garbrandt.
Well, here we go. Another episode going into this one. No love, 4-0 going into this one, man. Not looking too good. And we were talking about it last week. He was kind of, it was either going one or two ways. He was either just kind of giving up on it, and also he could have, stepped his game up a little more. But we just found out that this fight isn't even going to be happening. So my first question to you is, does that kind of take some of the steam away from the Ultimate Fighter this season, that this fight isn't matched up yet? That it's called off for now?
Oh, and that's a definite.
Yeah.
The last I knew, Cody Garbrandt was in Germany getting stem cell treatments, but that I didn't hear that it was totally off. I heard he was in Germany, and Dillashaw was saying, looks like somebody's looking for an excuse to pull out. Now we know officially the fight is off.
Well, I don't know if it's officially off, because Dana White did say we are sending him out to Germany. This place always has 100% success rate. Right. Him out to my guy. So unless Cody's some kind of super freak where this doesn't work, then I don't know. But it doesn't look good at where we stand right now.
Huh. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it sounds like the jury's still out. I don't know. I say it ain't over till Fat Lady sings. So, I'm gonna go with that. You know me, I'm a glasses half full kind of guy. I'm going with the fight still on, but we'll see.
I really do hope so. All right, so we had Hader versus Diego going into this one, and it was kind of awkward because these two guys didn't want to face one another. They're teammates down at ATT. They've trained together before. What were you picking up from all of this? The tension in the house between them.
It seemed to me as though it mattered a lot more to Hader Hassan than it did to Diego Sanchez. Diego Lima. We got two Diegos. There's only room for one Diego in this town, in this UFC. So it seemed like it mattered more to Hader Hassan than to Lima. Not that Lima doesn't enjoy his friendship, but I think he was able to. Kind of turn that pull up a wall, turn that off, however you want to put it. And I liked. The other interesting thing is that Lima lives in Georgia. He's got his own place in Georgia with his brother, who's the Bellator welterweight champion, and then a couple other guys. And then Hader Hassan is at the big place in, I guess it's Coconut Creek, Florida. I mean, yeah, they've trained together, but it doesn't seem like they're in there day in and day out together.
Yeah, they used to years ago. But they still are affiliates of ATT.
Right.
But you could still tell that they're still good friends. And we saw last week's show, he was like, "I love you, bro. I love you, bro. I don't want to fight you, bro. I love you, bro."
Right. Yeah. Big hug and all that shit. Yep.
Ted, let's talk about the fight really quick. Let's get that out of the way here. Honestly, it seemed like Diego was making Hader play his game.
Well, we knew that Hader Hassan was going to pursue him. We knew Hader Hassan because he said, I only know one way to do it, and that's just to get in there and go after the guy and be aggressive. But I liked Lima's kicks to the body.
Yeah.
I thought those were very good. He actually did, he caught Hassan a couple of times on the chin, but didn't seem to have a lot of pop behind him. But I really was impressed with his kicks to the body. I thought that was, at least in this fight, that was the best aspect of his game, or at least the one that's going to translate into other fights, because his takedowns, although he was successful, we're not looking at a D1 wrestler doing a takedown. You know what I mean? His takedowns weren't all that great. But it seemed like Hassan really has not worked on his takedown defense.
Well, they were looking for a striker versus striker going into this one. It did seem like they were just really trying to stand and bang. You know what I mean? And Diego threw him off with that. And I loved the Muay Thai kicks that he was landing. Absolutely amazing. And he was getting a couple of takedowns. That played a huge role in this fight, especially in that very first round. Yep,
and the second one as well. Start with the body kicks, and then it was the second part of, I think it was the second part of both rounds. He had Hassan's back, and did you see at the end of the second round, he had that armbar. He looked like he was about to just yank on that SOB, and I'm not talking about not Hassan. I'm just that SOB, like just the arm. Like he was really about to yank on that thing and seal that, but the bell sounded. I thought it was a very entertaining fight.
I was impressed with how calm and relaxed Diego was here, and he really used the limberness, how limber he is. He's a tall man. He's a tall guy.
6'2".
And you know what, Ted? Honestly, I wasn't expecting him to play the wrestling game. I thought we were going to probably see a knockout tonight. But, a lot of it went down on the ground. I think Hader did a great job defending the submission in the first round. A lot of getting out of bad situations. And he did also land a really solid jab that kind of looked like it stunned Diego in the first round.
Yeah, Hassan did a great job fighting off the rear naked choke. He did, absolutely. But you mentioned how calm Lima looked, and they in the show they really played up the fact that maybe his mental game wasn't all there.
Yeah,
he said it. Lima himself said it. Dana White said it, but looked like he got it all together. I think T.J. Dillashaw did a great job of encouraging him. I think Dillashaw somehow sensed that or knew that about Lima, and so therefore really was like, "You got this, man. You got this. You're looking great. You're looking fantastic. I like I like this. I like that about you. Do this, do that. You're gonna do
too powerful. You're too good."
TJ is a great coach, and I think he's learned that from Dwayne Ludwig.
They did kind of show us more of what they're doing to get these guys ready for their fights. We saw Uriah Faber going in there to help out as well. Always love seeing his face around there. And I think they're doing a great job with helping Diego with moving. You could see in the fight tonight how he just kept circling and just picking his spots there. And they were even showing him kind of what the Diaz brothers do with catching the hands. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Well, wait, that was Faber.
Yeah.
Faber
was helping Hader. Yeah.
It was Hader. But Lima, I don't know. Lima, no, but you're right. Lima, I liked his movement. I did like his movement.
Working with Dwayne and TJ, their movements are on point.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. What did you think of the balloon up the nose thing? That looked painful, man.
I was about to bring that up. I've heard of
just looking at it.
I've heard of that before, and they put Faber on the bench, and he was like, "You're gonna have to scoot up a little bit just to show how short Faber is." He was just like halfway down, but he was completely sprawled out there. He's like, "You're gonna have to scooch up a little bit." And then when he did it to the second nostril, he was like, the anticipation of it was like too much for him. He like grabbed it off of his nose.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's worse, that or waterboarding. That looks like a torture thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That looks like you could torture somebody with that. Just keep shooting balloons up their noses, up their nostrils. I thought that was pretty interesting. Did you notice? It was real quick. Faber said to Cody that he thought that he said something about Lima.
Yeah, like he was favoring Lima when they were picking fighters.
The fight. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa. Faber's being honest. Okay. But yeah, I found that pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I actually wrote that down as well. It was really quick that they showed it, and it kind of shows you like what with Dana White, what he was saying, how he's one of the youngest fighters right now, and he's at the peak of his fighter years right now. So I wonder if that's any foreshadowing there, why they would show some of those scenes. You got to think about it. It makes me wonder if Diego is going to go real far in this thing, because they seem like they're picking out some pretty good clips for hyping him up.
Okay, yeah, he's only he's 28. Mm-hmm. He's 12-5, 12 win. Well, now he's 13. I forget. Sometimes they count these fights, and sometimes they say, "Oh no, those are exhibition fights. Those those don't count. But I mean, going into this fight, he was 12-5. Yeah, I mean, he's only 28. He's the youngest guy there. Because it is about redemption, so you figure these guys have been around for a long time. So yeah, at 28, he is the youngest guy there. So that could have something to do. That could be an edge for him, that he is younger than everybody else.
How about this?
Man, we'll see. What's that?
How about when they were both getting ready for the fight? How they were kind of praying, and then Hader was telling us how his dad escaped from Saddam and his uncle was actually hung.
Yeah.
That was very sad. I didn't know any of that. Very sad.
No. And so Hader Hassan's brother is Mehdi Baghdad?
No. His first name is Mehdi, and his last name's Hassan, I believe.
But he fights in the UFC.
In Bellator. Or no, he fights for UFC Fight Pass, so it's either Titan FC. It's probably Titan FC.
Oh, I thought his brother was Mehdi Baghdad.
No. Mehdi Baghdad's on the season, though.
Who's Mehdi Baghdad?
Mehdi Baghdad's on the season. He just lost last week.
Because I'm like, wait a minute. Hassan grew up in Baghdad, so I thought maybe his brother took. I thought sometimes people change their last names. I thought, his brother took the name of the city that they grew up in. He's Hassan and his brother's Baghdad. His brother's first name is Mehdi. So I thought, Mehdi Baghdad is his brother.
That's funny shit.
Wow.
I see how you made that mistake, but yeah, I do believe his brother is Mehdi Hassan. I might be wrong with that though. You're more right than I am. I'll tell you that. A matter of fact,
Mehdi Baghdad was his brother.
They were showing him around the house with his nephews and stuff. When I actually interviewed Hader Hassan, it was on Halloween, and he had to hide in the bathroom because the kids were just going crazy running around the house, all hyped up on sugar.
Wow, man.
Yeah, he plays an important role in those kids' lives.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Did you notice how at the end of the fight, Cody said, "Get ready for 3," and then the ref goes, "No, we're done."
I wanted to ask you, did you think it was going to go into a third round? Because it was kind of close, but some people can say that first round could have even been a 10-8 almost.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but I mean, I thought Lima won both rounds.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, so I always look at the clock as I'm watching this, like my watch, not the clock on the TV.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that one too, but I'm looking at my watch and I'm thinking, okay, do we have enough TV time for a third round or don't we? And I thought, maybe it's going to 3. We might be able to squeeze in a third round, especially if it's a short third round.
Yeah.
But then when he got the second takedown, when he got the takedown in the second round, I said, he's got it. He sealed that. Then he started going for submissions and everything. So I said, he's got both rounds.
With only 90 seconds left on the clock, too, he really turned things up there. That definitely sealed his fate right there.
Yep, and so I thought it was funny when Cody's like, "Get ready for 3," and the ref's like, "Nah, we're done." You got to be positive. Cody's got to be positive about things, and you have to get ready for 3, but the third one didn't come.
So, Ted, I got to ask you this as well as our audience. We're going to rate it out of 5 stars. And first, let me ask you this question. If this was your first time watching Ultimate Fighter ever, and you tuned in tonight, are you tuning in next week?
Yeah, I think so. I think, kind of similar to last week. I think it had a little bit of everything, getting into the fighters' backgrounds. I think they try to have these elements every time. Getting into the fighters' backgrounds, showing some home video footage, getting into the training, and the fighters' motivations and things like that, and then the fight itself, and then of course, you come out of that and you choose the next one. I mean, it's a formula. So yeah, no, I would. I thought the fight itself was exciting. Baghdad.
Hey, what's up with you in Baghdad, Ted?
I don't know. Hassan definitely had his shots. I think he got a little gassed. But he definitely has heavy hands. So, and we've seen Lima get knocked out. Oh, here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. Talk about Lima getting knocked out. Eddie Gordon was his dance partner, if you will, the first time around that the two of them were on The Ultimate Fighter, and now they're both on the same show again. This time around, though, Eddie Gordon lost, and now Diego Lima moves on to the next round. Isn't that something?
Yeah. How about that?
That's pretty interesting. How about that?
Cash me outside the octagon. All right, so out of 5 stars, Ted, I thought they had a pretty good formula here, but the one thing that I really think they need to show more of is what's going on inside the house between the fighters. That's the one thing I crave about the Ultimate Fighters. What's going on? How are these guys interacting? These guys are living together.
You got that last week, hanging with the boys. We're hanging with the boys.
I've been using that line all week on my Instagram.
Oh my God. Didn't you like when I said he's what did I say? Bantamweight champ, lightweight drinker. He just can't hold his liquor.
That's a good one.
Hanging with the boy, and his girlfriend's like, you're gonna sound like a dude.
Matter of fact, Chad, when you were making fun of him last week, when you guys were joking about it, I was like, oh, he was just having fun, and Cody actually liked the tweet, so I think he was real embarrassed about it. Is the point, right?
Yeah, I mean,
what he was doing.
It made for good TV. You know what I'm saying? It's like Let Me Bang Bro is gonna live on forever. And I think Hanging with the Boys will as well. I think it will.
And you know what? It wasn't even that crazy of a moment. It was just like, I kind of feel like there hasn't been many moments yet so far this season of what's going on inside the house, like I just brought up. Show us more of it. Show us more of what's going on in there. We want to see what these guys all have egos. You know what I mean, Ted?
Yeah, but you had that, and then the week before you had Jesse Taylor running around naked. I mean, how much more of this do you want, Eddie?
I'm sure they're going to see some of Tom Glitcho. He's a pretty funny guy, and I'm surprised we haven't seen much of the the silliness going on in there. So hopefully next week.
When they shaved themselves and made the little bear, that was good too. I like that.
That was classy.
So I'd give it a 4.5. I give it a 4.5. 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, compared to last week, Ted, did you like last week's episode better or this week's? Because it was pretty close, like you said. I like this week's better.
About the same. About the same. I think I gave that one a 4.5 as well.
Yeah, you did. I'm gonna give this one.
I'm gonna give all 4.5. So I'm gonna be like Pat and say KO round one.
Round one.
I'm just gonna be 4.5 stars across the board from now on.
The only episode I didn't like was the second episode. Well, let us know what you guys thought about this episode tonight on Twitter at Pure Evil MMA and also at Ted Czech. That's TEDCZECH.